Hello, this is my information effect project, and I want you all to know that if you see an I, it will stand for an information moment. That's just telling you some information in the real world, what is going on. So, this is George, and one day, George fell in love with Annie. And they decided that they loved each other and wanted to get married. After a while, they had two children, Andrew and Amy. They knew they could raise their children any way they wanted to because of the CRC. The CRC is the United Nations National Convention on the Rights of a Child. This states certain things that parents can and cannot do. One example is not being able to opt your child out of a health class. There are a few other things that may prevent a parent from doing to their child. There are many oppositions to the CRC. The United States is the only member of the United Nations that does not use this convention in their laws. This has been an ongoing debate since Reagan was in the office. This is Amy. She was one of the children, and she has a mental health problem. Nobody really wanted to do anything about it. This is Andrew, the other child. He was the favorite child. He got everything he wanted. He was the star child. He flourished in all of his classes and did everything that his parents wanted him to do. In an article by Lee So-Gee, spelled J-E-E, in a court case of Bartoli versus Baird, there was a quote that said, "A child is not a creature of the state. It is of the state, shaped and influenced by those who nurture for him." In another article by M.D. Perryglass, which was in the New York Times, there was a quote by a mother who said, "I favor a child at that moment because that child makes me feel more successful as a parent." This is Amy, and she was kind of sad. She felt like her parents didn't love her. Amy's parents decided to send her to a private school that focused on children with Amy's disability. She met a teacher there that wanted her to do her best and helped her succeed and end up liking school and end up also getting through school. In another article, in the 10th Circuit in Denver, a child with autism was changed from a public school to a private school that specializes in autism. They were both compared, and the child did much better in the private school than the public. Hereafter, the parents of the child decided to sue the public school, and they lost. The people that were in charge of this court case didn't care about the parents. They wanted it to get over with. They didn't give this family a good chance at winning or not winning. After Amy went to school, she was happy. She was glad that she could learn and do the best with what she had. Some time passed. And Amy met Chris. Later on, they fell in love, and they decided to get married and have a kid named Liz. They went on to have a happy life for the rest of their days. Stories like this are happening every day to unsuspecting children. There are lots of psychological effects with children who go through this. For one, they already have the disability, and then their children doesn't favor them equally as they do their siblings or their sibling. Things like Amy's story don't always end up. They may commit suicide or treat their children the way that they were treated. They may never get married or have children for fear or not continue their education because of what their parents may or may not have done. This can be a reality for many people, especially in today's world.